Welcome to Behaviour Bootcamp. One of the questions that I'm asked an awful lot by parents is how much time should I allow my child to spend on a device? And the answer is really quite simple, as less as possible. Devices have a place. We live in a technological society by and large. Children interact with media, adults interact with media. There's a certain reliance on being involved and participating with that, but it's not always a good thing, and the majority of children probably do spend too much time staring at a screen. Now today it's a lovely sunny day, temperatures around about 20 degrees, and we're outside. My son's over to my left playing cricket at the moment, practicing his bowling action. Now, given a choice, he may well have elected to have stayed at home this morning, sitting on his tablet. And he's a fairly active kid who likes to be out. It required me simply asking him, do you want to come to the park, for him to say, yes Dad, I do. And here we are, we're now at the park. Now, notwithstanding the fact that I'm talking to you guys, and I'll be done in probably 5 minutes, and I'll be playing cricket with him, this is a really good place for a child to be. Sitting at home on a tablet on a sunny day really somehow just seems wrong. And in terms of fresh air, in terms of physical activity, and in terms of stimulation, it really is important to get our children out as much as we possibly can. That can be really difficult sometimes in the winter months when it's hard to get out because the weather's poor, or it could be that you've got other children and they have their own individual needs, and for that reason it's hard to get out. Even so, trying to get out, a change of scene, getting them off those screens is really, really important. Even if it's a question of getting them off the screens and getting them to do something else. That could be anything. It could be colouring, it could be conversation, it could be board games. Whatever happened to board games? Those things that we used to play. Children love them. Children still love them. Once they're stimulated enough to have a go, and the competitive nature of a board game really, really grabs them. And some of the most simple board games are often the most effective with kids. Play board games, talk, laugh, interact. Really, the secret to this is to regulate and keep a sensible sense of perspective about how much time they are spending on their devices. Personally, I wouldn't advocate for any child spending probably longer than an hour to an hour and a half at the very, very most per day. And I think if you set a counter and actually look at what your average child spends, it's far, far more than that. So try and break it up. You could even try and use tablets or gadget time as a reward of some description for good behaviour, where they can incrementally get an extra 5 minutes. That can work quite well too. What we don't want to do is to end up bringing up children that are completely reliant and addicted to screens, to electronic information, and to the sometimes negative messages that gives. In terms of monitoring usage, it's not just a question of monitoring the amount of time they're on, it's also about monitoring content and what they're accessing. Simple security features are easy enough to install. You can do that by searching on Google and going into the individual device's settings and looking at that. There are also plenty of forums out there that will explain to do it. It's really important that you do monitor your children's usage in terms of what they're accessing. They can stumble across things that they're by no any means meant to. This can happen really easily. Even when you do have data settings, you still do have to use caution, because sometimes the most innocent of keywords can bring up things that aren't very pleasant and things we'd rather not our kids see. So please monitor what they're doing. If they're involved in any kind of gaming forums or chat rooms or anything like that, these also need to be monitored. And it's not just enough to monitor them. You have to make sure that your children are equipped with the right information so that they know what is a risk. They need to be able to spot predators and people that may pose some kind of threat or risk to them, and they need to know what to do. Now in most cases it'll involve telling you. That's the key message. If there's something that they feel uncomfortable about online, they need to let you know. But in order to do that, you need to tell them, and you need to give them some indication as to what to look out for. What we're not trying to do is to scare our children witless. We're just trying to inform them. We're trying to inform them so that they can keep themselves safe, they can enjoy their time online in a threat-free environment, and really not be at risk of anything that's untoward or sinister at all. There is a balance to doing that. We need to make sure that we keep them safe without scaring them, but we also need to ensure that we're fulfilling our responsibilities and that they are secure and looked after. In terms of time on tablets, to go back to the original question about devices and how much time to spend on them, I would probably be aiming towards an hour tops. And if your child isn't device reliant, then that's fine, absolutely fine. It's great. There are plenty of kids out there that are device reliant, and for those kids they could probably benefit with spending less time on their devices and more time outside on a lovely day like today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.